Hey, welcome to This Mama's House. Today we're going to be talking about my first trimester of this pregnancy. Hey, my name is Tabitha. If you are new here, I share a lot of homemaking videos on this channel, cooking, cleaning, grocery hauls, and recently I started sharing about my pregnancy with my 5th baby. So I took a long time to decide whether or not I wanted to put this content on this channel, and I finally decided that I was going to not miss the opportunity to share this amazing journey with you guys. So that is why we're here today. And today we're going to talk about my first trimester. I'm going to do a first trimester recap, just talking about how things went the first trimester, maybe some of the symptoms that I experienced, and the ups and downs. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you are new, I would love to have you subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you never miss a new video. Before we begin with the recap, I did want to let you know that I already have 2 pregnancy updates on this channel. So I have week 3 of my pregnancy, which is so early. This was like before I even had my positive pregnancy test. So the different symptoms that I noticed and how I knew I was pregnant before I got that positive. And then I also have my 4-week pregnancy update up as well. And we actually told all of our family in the 4th week, and I explained why in that video. So if you missed those 2 updates, I'll have them all linked down in the description box so you can go check out those videos and you can be totally up to date with this pregnancy. But now we're going to be talking about weeks 5 through 13. So there wasn't much changes in the beginning. I love the first trimester. This pregnancy I've been very blessed to not have much nausea at all, but it did start in week 6. So I experienced some nausea, mostly like right when I woke up. So as long as I got some water and got some food, as soon as I woke up, I could keep the nausea at bay. My first pregnancy, I threw up a ton, as well as my second pregnancy, all through each trimester. But my 3rd and 4th babies, I didn't really have much nausea, and this time around it's even less. And I think a lot of that has to do with my diet and how I eat. For a long time, I was dairy-free and gluten-free, and then before I got pregnant with this baby, I actually went sugar-free. So that would include like honey and maple syrup and all of the good sugars too. And sugar can really contribute to nausea. So if you're in your first trimester and you're experiencing nausea, I would cut back on sugar and just see how that does for you. But I really feel like as my health has gotten better through the years, my pregnancies have gotten easier. And that's like specifically with diet. So week 9 is actually when I found my baby's heartbeat. My husband and I found it at home. I have a fetal heart rate Doppler that I got off of eBay years ago, and we found it at home with the little Doppler, and it's just so reassuring when you find it. You know, my uterus kind of grew pretty big in the first trimester. Usually like the pubic bone, it hits the pubic bone area at like 12 weeks, but mine was like at the belly button by like 9 weeks. So that's why I went and looked with my heart rate Doppler, and I did find it, and it was so awesome. I actually made a whole video about that on my vlog channel, and we called the kids in so that they could hear it too. And it's just been really reassuring to have that heartbeat and know that the baby is alive in there. In week 10, I came down with a really bad cold. This was right after Thanksgiving, and it was terrible. So my husband had went out of town because right after Thanksgiving he leaves to go hunting, and I was by myself with the kids, and I started getting really sick. It started with a sore throat and headache, and then it was just like my whole body was tired and fatigued, and like sinus congestion started, and this cold hung on so tight. It lasted for the rest of the first trimester. So from 10 to like 14 weeks, I was sick. I was sick for an entire month. And it was bad, guys. It was really, really bad. I didn't post many videos. I didn't post much on Instagram. I was literally just trying to survive and take care of my 4 kids. And I'm also a homeschool mom, so it was just a lot to be sick, pregnant, tired, and have a home and kids to take care of. But we got through finally, and I wasn't sick anymore, but I was still feeling really, really fatigued. So fatigue was like a really huge symptom for me in the first trimester. And I think it is mostly due to the fact that I did get sick, and it just depleted my body of all energy. So I debated the entire first trimester whether or not I wanted to call my midwife. So you guys probably think I'm crazy, but I have had 3 home births. All 4 of my children have been born naturally. The first was in the hospital, and then as soon as I realized that you can have a home birth, I went for home birth right away. So I just love being at home. I don't like people touching me or telling me what to do or like interfering with my birthing process at all. So that was why I decided to do home births originally. And I also didn't like staying in the hospital after my baby was born. Like, I didn't like to have to recover in the hospital. So that was like the biggest motivating factor for me to originally do a home birth. And I hired a midwife, and it was the same midwife I had 3 times in a row. But this time, I told my husband that I really kind of wanted to do it just by myself, because I love my midwife, but I seriously don't like anybody talking to me or touching me. And I just wanted to do it by myself. So my last birth, I had the baby so fast. It was 40 minutes that the midwife didn't make it in time, and it was glorious. 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 It was the most amazing experience. Not a person touched me. You know, everybody just left me alone. My husband was in the room, like kind of freaking out a little bit because the midwife wasn't there. But I could tune him out and just like really focus. So I was like, man, I kind of want to do that again. But finally at week 12, I decided that I was going to call my midwife and I was going to hire her just because I was feeling so tired. And it's always just good to have somebody to be able to count on to help care for you when you're a pregnant mom. Especially somebody that's so knowledgeable like my midwife. So we did end up going, well, actually I didn't see her in the first trimester, but I did make an appointment to go see her. Secretly, I'm thinking maybe I'll just call her at the very last minute so that I can give birth and then she can show up. But we'll see. The reason I did decide to call her is because my husband really wanted to. We are a lot further away from the hospital than we were with my last birth. So if we did have to transfer, it'd be a longer drive. And she does everything with the birth certificate and the social security card. So it just kind of simplifies that aspect of the birth. So all in all, it's good to have her with us. And I'm glad now that I did make that decision. So here is my bump at the end of the first trimester. It's definitely poking out more than I expected. But I still feel like when I have my clothes on, it's like, is she pregnant? Is she chubby? I don't know, but I did decide to leave my belly button ring in just because we'll see how it goes, but the baby is growing and doing great. If you are in your first trimester of pregnancy, let me know down in the comments. If you're not, if you're further along, let me know how many weeks you are. I love to see how many people are together on this amazing journey. I'm really excited to share more content with this pregnancy with you guys. My next pregnancy video is going to be a first trimester must-haves, the things that got me through the first trimester and all the fatigue and sickness. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you leave, and we'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling